Good afternoon once again. Today we start off the week with a holiday in observance of the Royal Ploughing Day, an ancient royal tradition that marks the official beginning of the rice growing season in May. And we recognize on this day the importance of agriculture to the Thai economy and the critical contribution of all our farmers who really are and continue to be the backbone of Thailand, of the kingdom. So it is about, of course, the hope for fertility, the hope for sustainable agriculture, and the hope for productivity, especially after COVID. We also start the week off continuing to get used to the first phase of the easing of restrictions. The second phase, should conditions allow, will require from the government a balanced assessment of the health and economic considerations, consideration of those coming from abroad, as well as our capacity to receive those coming from abroad. From all of us, of course, it will require more adjustment and continued vigilance and cooperation to make this all work. The numbers are continuing in a positive trend. As you know, the way that we keep it that way is, of course, to follow the official recommendations and guidelines backed by our medical teams, experts working around the clock, which have led us to this thus far. Today, we also had a special guest in the press briefing, who is Mr. Bunyarit Kalyanamit, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce, who gave information to us on the government measures regarding trade in agricultural products and essential goods during this COVID period. And I'll just outline this. It's actually good news for farmers on this auspicious occasion of Royal Ploughing Day as well. The first is the reiteration of the previously announced information regarding the income and price guarantee for those involved in the trade of agricultural products, in particular rice, maize, for animal feed, rubber, and others. This involves a government subsidy which would be granted in the case that the price of produce, agricultural produce, would go down. The second is, as concluded in the meeting held 3 days ago, which decided to freeze the loan payments and offer the relief of debts for farmers, which total 900 million baht or 28 million US dollars for a certain period. This includes both the loan amount, the down payment, as well as the interest. Previously announced, it was the extension of the loan payment, but now it is about the relief, which is to be announced. The third issue is about fruits. It's rainy season right now, and fruits are plentiful in Thailand. However, COVID has made exporting and transporting fruits quite difficult. So the Commerce Ministry is addressing this through online platforms and working with the Thai Postal Office, and other partners who are now going directly to the farms. Other partners like the Airports Authority is also helping out by providing space for distribution, as some are transported by airlines, transporting fruits free of cost in terms of cargo transport, and in a certain limited amount. Of course, it's the end of mango season now, but other seasonal fruits are on the way. The other issue is about the sector in terms of palm plantation. As the restrictions start to ease, there will be more buying of biodiesels, which will help that sector. And also, there is a burgeoning idea about dealing with surplus agricultural products across provinces within Thailand, and the authorities are working to setting up this system of barter and exchange. So, moving on to the general situation of the number of cases that we have. We have new confirmed cases confirmed today, 6, making the accumulated total 3,015. We have an English language slide on screen right now. You can see the number, and the total discharged recovered is 2,796, which is around 92, a very high percentage of the confirmed cases. So hoping that these numbers will meet soon. The fatalities, happy to report again that we have 0 fatalities recorded for today. As for observations, for the 6 confirmed cases, new cases today, 1 is a case of a child who had close contact with infected persons. 4 cases are from those working or visiting crowded areas. And the last case of the 6 is a case from Yala province, a person who had contact with an infected person returning from Malaysia. And aside from the child case that I mentioned, the age range of 20 to 29 years of age range is the range that for the new persons with infections. For the issue of enforcement, we continue to monitor the enforcement of the various measures, including the easing of business restrictions. So we have a slide for you on this about the compliance measures of various businesses. Yes, around 18,000 business sites have been inspected in total, and average around 2.37% of non-compliance. So quite, you see in different sectors, restaurants, salon bars, around 2.6 or 1% of non-compliance. We have, I think, 2 slides on this. But in average, it's around 2.37% as of yesterday in terms of non-compliance. So we hope that non-compliance will go to 0 and compliance with all the measures 100% at this juncture. Yes, on the issue of Thai nationals repatriation abroad, firstly, I'll touch a little bit on land border and then land entry, and then going into the air entry. For land border, of course, the entry of Thai nationals repatriations continues. The spokesperson showed us a graph about the entry. The highest number of entry from the land border is, of course, from Malaysia, and other land borders from other surrounding countries are neighboring countries in Thailand. So for air repatriation, we have a slide on the flight projection for the coming days. We are expecting around 14 flights. That's from around the 12th to the 17th of May from various countries, as you can see on screen. Countries such as the United States, Russia, Bhutan, India, Japan, Bangladesh, Singapore, France, Bahrain, Canada, Germany, the Philippines, among others. Yes, and as usual, we have the activities of the Thai embassies, certain images for you to show each day. We have today an image from the Royal Thai Embassy in Tokyo, facilitating repatriation flights. Yes, and also from the Royal Thai Embassy in Hanoi, Vietnam, wherein multi-agency offices or Team Thailand facilitated additional flights from the previous for Thai people returning home via special flight. Also, we have on screen the Consulate General in Karachi, Pakistan, visiting Thai students there and giving them our care and support packages to ease difficulties. And finally, we have images from the Royal Thai Embassy in Warsaw, Poland, together with Team Thailand and the private sector, providing assistance to Thais in Poland and Ukraine who are currently experiencing disruptions. As you know, yesterday we showed some images of the embassy in Prague helping people in the Czech Republic, not only Thais, but those nationals of the Czech Republic as well in various service sectors. So Thai help to Thais as well as to other people in the different countries, foreign nationals as well. Yes, so moving on to the inquiry portion, we have around a couple of inquiries for you. First one was addressed to the spokesperson just now regarding the transition to the second phase. There had been circulated in the news actually some infographics about what would be eased up in the second phase. However, that information might not be totally accurate because as of now, the CCSA is deliberating on the details, and a meeting to finalize this would be on the 15th of May, very soon. They would be finalizing 100% of the various business sectors that would be allowed to open in addition in the second phase. But however, we have a draft for you, some preliminary information which is not exhaustive, I repeat, and it will be finalized on the 15th of May. So in the second phase, most likely our idea is around 3 clusters of businesses will be allowed to open in addition to the first phase. So the first cluster is for the economic and different services in the economy and businesses, such as different types of restaurants, of course, as mentioned, those including in office buildings as well, department stores, community malls, with the exception of some businesses such as bowling alleys or amulet selling centers. Easing up for opening of retail stores, beauty shops for additional services from the first phase, such as hair coloring, nail salons. And in the other cluster is the cluster on sports and recreation, wherein establishments such as weight loss clinics, beauty clinics will possibly be allowed to open. Sports facilities in outdoors, those without spectators, botanical gardens, libraries, galleries, but for entry of patrons around like one-by-one entry, not a congested entry type, as well as a Thai massage, particularly for foot massage. And in the last cluster is about internal meetings in organizations with the hybrid mixed use of video conferencing, limited in face-to-face meetings in hybrid with video conferencing, as well as production crews, not over movie production crews, film production crews, not over 5 persons. So I repeat, this is a draft. This is the initial information released to you, not exhaustive. This will be finalized 100% on the 15th of May after the CCSA meeting, but just as preliminary information for the general public and businesses to be aware and prepare. The other inquiry is about the use of swimming pools, including in condominiums, for exercise while taking all precautions of physical distancing. In the case of this case, unfortunately, there are a number of unavoidable risk factors that prevent the opening, both in public pools and in condominiums, because we confirmed with the Public Health Ministry that there is saliva, for one, of course, that's one factor, and stress on your breathing because of exercise. Also, breathing through the mouth while swimming, which is not only a further stress on breathing, but a way to spread saliva and infection. This will be difficult to control or limit in terms of the number of people using the pool. So we ask for your patience to take all of this into consideration and look for other ways for physical exercise that are less risky during this time. So we have, just as a concluding note, you may be aware, of course, that in terms of the situation, the CCSA is assessing the situation on a daily basis, which will be fed into the adjustments that we will make during the second phase of easing up of restrictions, which will be coming soon. But in any case, there is an overarching wisdom from experience in dealing with COVID and infections that we see around the world. And I'd like to present you with just something a soundbite just to remember by, the 3 R's, relaxed, reduced, and resurgence. And I'll explain how these 3 R's interplay. First is that when we relax restrictions, the first R, is that when we relax, we should not mean reduced vigilance. It means proactively adjusting and helping each other in the new normal and preventing resurgence, the last R. So as an example of all our efforts, of course, we mentioned yesterday, the spokesperson also mentioned today, there are examples of people helping each other during this time, the new normal, the pantry of sharing. We had a map just now on where the pantry of sharings are available around the country in different provinces, and some images right now of these pantry of sharing that you can see all over the country. Of course, people can make use of this by taking out dried foods or filling up dried food for those in need. This is an example of social cohesion, as the spokesperson had mentioned today, and we hope that this strength will continue. So on that note, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much, everybody, for your sacrifice, for your dedication, and for your contribution. สวัสดีครับ